As part of a long traditions, making of New Year resolutions is one ritual that may never go away. New Year resolutions are promises individuals make to themselves after self-appraisal for the purpose of self-improvement and positive changes, reflecting a shared aspiration to make a fresh start. While resolutions give directions and motivation to people who are excited to add new positive habits to their lives, these resolutions help the individuals to aggressively push towards achieving personal goals in the new year. Well, we have joining us now lead pastor, renowned leadership trainer, and astute business and relationship coach, Godman Akinlabi, to speak on the essence of New Year resolutions and what it does to people's psyche. It's good to have you on Arise News. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's my pleasure to be with you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Well, as we begin the new year, what do you see as the most significant challenges and opportunities for today's leaders?
Yeah, I think one of the most significant challenge for today's leader is the lack of clarity, the uncertainty that we have in our world today, and this is global. It's not local to any location. Currently, everywhere in the world, there's a measure of uncertainty, there's a measure of ambiguity. We still live in the VUCA world, like we call it, where you have a lot of volatility, uncertainty, complexity, ambiguity. We feel like maybe it's dying down, but all of a sudden it's picking up again with the antecedents of last year, wars and different economic turmoil around the world. And it poses a whole lot of challenge to leaders, people leading organizations, leading families, leading conglomerates. You make plans, but your plans may not pan out the way you expected. And on the flip side, there's also a lot of, you see the loads of opportunities that will come out of volatility and uncertainties, because when the wind is contrary, it doesn't mean that all the opportunities are gone. Sometimes it erodes new opportunities for people to harness, and that's where leadership then becomes an essential, because the leader knows the way, shows the way, and leads the way. Even in the midst of uncertainties. And uncertainties really create opportunities for leaders to be able to display their mettle, and for people to know that, look, you are a true leader. The test of a true leader is not in the time of peace sometimes, it's also in the time of uncertainties, in terms of war, in terms of volatility, and what have you.
All right, and still on resolutions, what kind of strategic resolutions or insights could leaders begin to implement in order to create some kind of vision or clear direction for the new year for 2024?
I think one key, when it comes to resolutions, I'll say that if we make it personal before we even go into leaders, generally people around the world focus on what am I going to do differently as I get into a new year. And sometimes that's at the detriment of who am I supposed to be in this new year, because who you are essentially is more important than what you do. Who you are is actually what determines what you do. If you do something that is contrary to nature, in the matter of time you start to feel pain, and then you revert back to status quo. So even leaders, we must think of New Year resolutions for organizations, for the people who will lead, from the point of view of who do we need to become as an organization? Who do I need to become as a leader? Because who you are is what determines what you do. When you become a flexible person, when you become a motivated person, when you become a visionary person, then you're able to see more and see far. And then you gain perspectives around the issues that will show up in our world today. Many things will happen, but at the end of the day, what separates losers from winners is perspective. And when I become a person who can handle diverse perspectives at a time and create clarity out of multiplicity of perspective, then I'm becoming a better leader. And with that, I'll take better actions. And that's what resolution is all about. There's no point thinking of what to do better without thinking of who to become and which areas do I need to grow.
Well, I'd like us to personalize this a bit more, and not just talk about leadership. You know, most times when people make resolutions, they're relaxed, you know, filled with good food from the festive season. But then when they're confronted with work stress, day-to-day pressures, financial stress, and so on, their resolve to follow through usually flies out of the window. So how do we manage stress and daily life pressures while keeping our eyes on the ball on what we want to achieve in the new year?
Thank you. I think it's important for people to understand, like I said before, part of who you become is your capacity development, the ability to improve on your capacity to handle the stress that broke you down before. Growth is essential if I will be able to handle bigger stuff. So what broke me down last year should not be able to break me down this year. What was absolutely complex and just broke me down, if I can put it that way, should not be as complex to me this year if I have a plan to grow. So it's essential for us to be able to ask individuals who want to do more in 2024, do you have a growth plan, a personal development plan? Because that's essential. What I couldn't handle last year, I should be able to handle this year. Anyone who aspires for promotion, for instance, in 2024, maybe a middle-level manager, you want to become a senior manager. That's your goal for 2024. Now, you're setting New Year resolutions that will take you there. You need to think about it from the point of view of the capacity of a senior manager is different from the capacity of a mid-level manager. And how do I develop commensurate capacity to be able to take on the challenges that somebody who will function at that level will face? And I have to have my own personal plan. Many people depend on their organizations to develop them and to create plans for them. Self-leadership, will push you in the direction of creating your own personal plans, notwithstanding your organization, the group you belong to, or your spouse, or what family plans you have. What is my personal plan to develop myself to surmount the challenges that will come my way in the new year? Is very important.
Well said. What message, or any message of hope and inspiration, do you have for individuals and leaders, especially, that might be navigating challenges and trying to seize as many opportunities in this new year?
All right, thank you. My word of encouragement for people as we go into 2024 is that in the midst of uncertainty, in the midst of complexity, there's always an angle to see things. But you can only see opportunities in the midst of chaos when you tread with courage, not with fear, not with trepidation, but with courage. Sometimes you need to just wake up in the morning and tell yourself, it may look like there are no opportunities again in our world today, but there's an opportunity tailor-made for me, bespoke for me, and something that only I can handle at a particular level. And then as you think that way, courage comes to you to know that your world needs you. You're not an accident of procreation. You're created for a purpose. And as you step out there, you start to see that things start to work together to create opportunities for you because you are ready. We say success happens when opportunity meets preparation. But I want everyone listening to this broadcast to just get ready to be inspired for higher level of preparedness for the opportunities that will come your way. There's something new that is coming your way this new year, and you just have to prepare. Courage is important. You need to seek for more wisdom. Yeah, you need to grow in wisdom. The ability to put things together to create strategies that will position you for your next level. You also need to develop in character. Because when you put your skill forward, but your words cannot be relied on, or people don't want to do business with you. So as an individual, you need to learn to grow in character and grow in wisdom. And just tear yourself up, knowing that great opportunities are ahead of you in this new year.
Well, now I read an article, that says that most New Year resolutions are self-directed, which is why they fail about 80% of the time. But when we focus on helping others, then we have a higher chance of succeeding. Is there any truth, to this?
I think to a very large extent, it's true. And the reason why I would say it's true to a large extent is that there's a good feeling and it's good motivation that comes with helping other people and not just living your life for yourself. A selfish life will not really end well. We are not an end in ourselves. We are a means to an end for other people. And when we're positioned like that, then life has a way of creating opportunities for us. But when we're positioned in such a way that is about me, myself, and I, our world starts to shrink to the level of the things that that pertains to me only. That's what happens. But when I'm broad-minded, I choose to help other people. I choose to see things from other people's perspective. And I choose to position to help other people succeed. Then success will not be far from me. The reason why people may not be able to achieve their New Year resolution when it's only focused on them is because they will lack the providential help that the universe portend, especially when you lend yourself to helping other people, creating opportunities for other people. What you make happen for someone, God has a way of making happen for you. So that's how you achieve your own aspirations also, because you are helping other people to achieve their aspirations.
And lastly, we're going to get personal here. What goals and personal resolutions have you set for yourself this year? And what goals should every individual be trying to get themselves on for 2024? So your resolution, really quickly.
Okay, my resolution very quickly is that first and foremost, I want to be closer to God in 2024. I want to serve the purpose of God for my world, and I've created, plans and goals to reach more people, to help more people gain clarity, to help more people find their voice around the world. To not just to be where they are, but to be relevant where they are. I also set a goal for myself to be healthier this year. So I want to be able to exercise more, focus on my mental health, make sure that my mind is always in the right place. I've set goals for my family to spend more time with my family. I'm married, and this just a week ago I celebrated 20 years in marriage, and I'm going into the third decade of marriage, and I need to do better than I've done before, and I want to be able to take care of my family. So I've set goals in different areas. For instance, in my relationship with my wife, I want to be able to have a date night at least maybe twice a month. Just take her out and have some fun together. There are important things, and there are things that look less important, but on the long run, they are important. And we need to be able to set goals in all those areas. I set goals for my finances. I want to make more money in 2024. And it comes out of the value that you give to other people. So I'm preparing myself to give more value. Money flows in the direction of value. When you become more valuable, money will come to you. Don't seek money directly. Go for more value proposition. I can go on and on, actually, and I know you don't have enough time. So I want to encourage everybody, look at the different areas of your life and set particular goals that will get you closer to where you're supposed to be at the end of 2024.
Well, leadership trainer, business and relationship coach, late Pastor Godman Akinlabi, thank you so much for joining us on Newsday.